All right. The sad thing is I never know when we're live. So,
It says live 13 seconds in the top.
hi everybody. It's not showing up on my phone. That's why it makes me like feel like I'm not on. But
Hello.
I am. We're on. We're live. Woo! I like to have my YouTube on. I guess what it is there's like a 10-second delay. Hi. I'm just paranoid because I don't think I'm live yet. There we go. Hi everybody. You know me, I gotta be like a weirdo spaz and like not know how to work the internet. Me at my big old age. So welcome to my channel. I see a lot of my friends. I see Matt. What's up, Matt? Hope Alope, love you. Joanna. We've got Charles, Jeremy. Thank you guys for being here. Like, you know, like we can't have a live without audience members. So you're the most important factor here. So please,
Thank you.
yes, talk all your shit in the chat. You guys know there's no rules and you guys are welcome. My mods are in there, so yay! Which is like all you guys. Whoop, whoop. So welcome to the Westerosi Debate Team. Today we will be debating old gods versus new gods. I put a poll on Twitter and had everyone vote like what they wanted to see, and this was number one, so that's why we're doing it. You guys wanted to see it. So with me, we have Westeros and Chill, my friend Kim. Please
Hello.
introduce yourself.
My name is Kim with Westeros and Chill, and that's also the name of my YouTube channel, Westeros and Chill. I need to grab my snake actually. So I'll be right back.
Get your snake. In the meantime, I want to introduce my friend Thistle. She is she's like my oldest friend in the fandom, I think, or one of my oldest friends in the fandom. And she's also the smartest person I know that knows about like Westerosi stuff. Comes up with amazing theories. She's able to like dive into the text and see stuff that you miss. So like, I love you and you make me smarter, and I always use your theories and pretend that they're mine.
Oh, that was a very, very generous introduction. Thank you.
It's all true. It's all
hi,
true.
yeah, I'm Thistle. Yeah, been in the fandom about 2.5 years. I joined a book club.
Yeah, that's where we hang out.
I've been trying to branch out a little bit beyond
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So bear with me. I am very anxious.
Aha!
Woo! We like that here. Snake!
This is Cyrax.
Look at her.
Please
Oh
say
my
hi,
god.
Cyrax.
The eyes. The green seer eyes.
Yes, she is a true albino. That means not only do they lack the pigment, but they also have the red eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully she doesn't poop on me this time. Last time I did a video with her, she took a big old dump.
See, that's how it is on this channel. Like you just don't know. You just don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Might get some snake poop. Might get a dragon. Listen. So let's get started. I don't want to like waste everyone's time. I hate videos where people are like, ugh. Let's get to it. We're gonna fight to the death, okay? We are gonna be debating. No rules, no bars down or no holds down. I don't know. However that saying goes, but
No holds barred.
No holds barred. It's both. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
The heir of House Tyrell, it's a ball python.
Oh, answering? Yeah.
They're asking what kind of snake.
Cyrax is a ball python, an albino ball python.
And I have other reptiles too. I'm a former zookeeper, and I'm working on that reptile video for the channel. I was just taking a break after that season of content. It was like every week trying to rush to get stuff done. So now I can take my time.
Yeah. It feels good just to like read and catch up and absorb, but we're going to be back full force. I can't wait to see more of your videos. We do like drunk history together. So yeah. Anyways, For those of you that are new here are the rules. So basically what it is I am the judge. What I say goes. Let me actually get my notebook to keep my tally. So I will ask a question. Either contestant will answer first. They have 1 minute. I'm going to be timing it on this hourglass. And after, like, for example, if Westeros and Chill goes first, the next time Thistle will go first. So one answers, then the next, and then I decide who wins just based on their argument. Now they do have a chance for one rebuttal, and that is also a 1 minute rebuttal. So let's get started. I feel like I messed up that intro, but you know, when the trees is talking, the trees is talking. All right. So for this one, I will have Westeros and Chill go first. Okay. I just chose you at random. Question 1. What good has this religion brought towards all of humanity? And
Okay.
you can start now.
So the old gods are very powerful and they keep the balance of nature, and not just for their own humans and their own followers, but for all creatures on this planet of Planetos or West, you know, the planet of Westeros and Essos, wherever it is.
It's Earth 409. It's the
409. Okay. So they actually keep the balance of nature. Without humans interfering, they do anyway. They kind of manage all of time and events in this reality because the weirwoods can see through time. So they also clearly have something to do with managing the balance of this earth and the seasons, winters and summers. They keep harmony with nature and with all beings on this planet, which is really the best for not just humans, not just their followers, like I said, but for everyone.
Time is up. That's enough of that.
Yeah.
I got your point. So they give us nature. So that's good. Okay. You gave me something to ponder on. I guess that is good. I do need oxygen from trees. I do like eating animals, so that is good for me. Thistle, I ask you the same question. What good has this religion brought towards all of humanity? You can start now.
I think the Faith of the Seven, is able to use the infrastructure they have in place with all the different septons, septas, and begging brothers and wandering septons and etc. to reach out to more people with teachings they have written down that are organized. They have a way to get this information to all the people, unlike the old gods who, as far as I know, it's just sitting in the woods, just contemplating the realities of nature, which, is valid, but there's nobody teaching anybody how to help keep the balance. You say they keep the balance, and that humans throw it off because it's pretty off balance now. But, if there was a way to teach
Okay, that's enough. Okay, so I get it. I get your point. I hear what you're saying. You're saying that the Faith of the Seven, they bring structure, purpose, rules, boundaries. You're saying the septons and everything to our people, right? So, do either of you have a rebuttal?
Yes, I would like to rebut.
You can start now.
So my rebuttal there would be the Faith of the Seven might provide infrastructure for its own human followers, but they're not doing anything to prevent some kind of apocalyptic event such as the White Walkers, whereas you could say that the old gods, that's their whole purpose, is to prevent the White Walkers from taking over everything, killing everything, plunging the whole world into darkness. And so as far as I know, the Seven haven't done anything to prevent that. So they're kind of letting an apocalypse happen. So that's kind of the good that the old gods do. It's not just sitting in the forest, it's also preventing an apocalyptic event.
Okay. You have some more time, but is that it?
Yeah, I will also say, like what I said before, of the Seven pretty much cares for only humans and only their own followers within humanity. In fact, well, I'll save it for the next one.
That's it. Thistle, do you want to defend yourself?
I do. I think that, you know, you imply that the old gods keep the balance, and we know that it's out of balance. So if you're saying that if it's men's immorality that causes it to go out of balance, then isn't teaching morality and ethics to the race of men to the benefit of what the old gods are trying to accomplish? You know, it's like actually getting out there and teaching them what needs to be done to keep the balance, you know, by making selfless choices. You know, that is something that would actually help if men are truly the cause of the imbalance. If they're the ones that are throwing it off, then they're the ones that need to learn. And the fact that they don't teach it to other peoples, you know, like the children of the forest, none of them have ever seen a child of the forest. Like, I don't know how they could be teaching them to these other races that, for all they know, don't exist.
Woo! Time's up. Okay. You've given me something to ponder. This is hard. I thought being judged would be easy, but this is hard. What does the audience say? Jeremy says, good point. Dang, audience, help me out. I already need help on the first question. Help me out. Who do you think got this one? Old gods or new gods? I don't know. At first, I was going to say Thistle. But then Westeros and Chim, I'm trying to say Kim and Chill. So I keep saying Westeros and Chim. Okay.
Just call me Chim. That's fine.
Chim? I like saying Westeros and Chill, though. But Westeros and Chill, when you came through with that rebuttal about the White Walkers, I was kind of like, that's a good point. That's for the good of humanity. But then when Thistle said that, well, the old gods aren't telling anybody. So why aren't you telling us about the White Walkers? And why haven't we seen a child before? So it's like, Charles says, when can we ask questions? You don't ask questions. I ask questions. But you can tell me, okay, I'm going to give this one to Thistle. It came to me as I was yelling at Charles. Charles says, gotta go with this on this one. Okay, good. I got some backup. Okay. Brittany says, you're biased. Why are you biased? Oh, she said, I just got here and I didn't hear but Thistle. That's funny. Okay. Question 2. What evil has the other religion unleashed upon the world? So Westeros and Chill, you went first last time. So this time, Thistle, you're going to be going first. So once again, that question is, what evil has the other religion unleashed upon the world? You can start now.
So we have a few different pieces of evidence that point to the fact that people, both men and children of the forest, have sacrificed and blood sacrificed to the werewolves. And, you know, when it comes to the children, possibly even sacrificing their own young. And not only that, but they use the trees to spy on their enemies. This is a dangerous power that they've given. You know, it's not a power the gods hold. It's a power the gods allow people to hold. And that is a concern, you know, being able to spy on your enemies and manipulate people. Like, this is dangerous.
Okay. All right. You got a little bit more time, but I think you made your point.
Yeah, I mean, destruction of massive amounts of land, all willy-nilly for their own selfish interests.
Okay. Westeros and Chill, I ask you the same question. What evil has the other religion unleashed upon the world? You can start now.
So the evil of the seven gods being kind of representative of Catholicism in that way, you can equivalate it. So they've created a system of oppression that puts women clearly in a lower stance to men. So that's more oppression, right? They are also, these septons, by the way, they have all these jewels while people starve. Historically, a lot of times, they have these pretty palaces and everything for their faith, but the people still suffer. They cut down all the weirwood trees that they could find, which is super, like, almost like a genocide type of thing. And they actively destroyed information that could have helped stop a coming apocalypse. So they burned, when Baelor burned all the literature and everything, that is killing humanity's history. It's removing the knowledge that actively could have helped people and saved people, but they didn't care about helping and saving people. They cared about their own special religion, and the gold kept coming from every royal or every noble house. I think I'm
Nice. Yeah, time's up. I just want to say before I decide, Iron Throne says the seven unleash the Tullys, so that's the great evil. Sorry, that is funny. Oh my god. Thistle, do you have a rebuttal?
Can't hear anything. I don't know if anybody can hear me, but I can't hear anything. No, hold on. It's still white noise. It's just static.
Oh,
I can hear you now.
it stopped.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can't hear her.
You can't hear me.
Oh, a little bit.
Of course you can hear me.
Oh,
You're really
yeah, I can hear you a little.
Very little. Oh.
You're very.
What about now? You guys hear me now?
You're still very quiet for me.
It's quiet, but it's not staticky anymore.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Let's see.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I think I won the argument too. Thank you.
I was gonna say that I am starting to really understand when I watched your guys' other videos. Oh, you were on the side of the greens, and the whole time you're like, I don't actually believe anything I'm saying.
Right.
Like
it's hard.
That.
It is really hard. I think everybody's pretty much on the side of the old gods, but it's really hard to argue for something you don't believe in.
Can you guys hear
I can. Yeah, we can hear you. It's just a little quiet, but a lot better.
But you said a lot
just
better?
A little. I don't know. I'm like yelling right now. Thank you, Daisy. Here's a snake while you're figuring out the technical difficulties.
me, right? Now you can hear me.
I can't hear you.
Yes. Now. How about now?
Oh, it's still quiet.
A little bit, but it's super quiet.
Okay. I'm just gonna talk loud. Or I can't believe this happened. Let me just try one more thing again.
Mina, Ruth, I have a few snakes in my house, and now I have 2 monitor lizards. Somebody gave us a baby tegu, and it's a red tegu, and guess what his name is, guys? It's red. It's a dragon name. It's Caraxes.
Caraxes. Didn't you bring Caraxes on one of our videos?
So Cyrax, Sea Smoke, and then I had my one girl
videos.
I never had a Caraxes.
Okay.
I hear you now. You're back to normal.
Okay, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Drinks are on me whenever I meet you guys. Whoever's in the chat right now, I owe you a drink whenever we meet. That was like horrible and super embarrassing. So for that one, so honestly, I'm going to give, thank you, Daisy. I'm back. No, that point, I'm actually, so which evil is worse? Kim said that Kim said that the faith of the 7, your point was that the faith they've unleashed.
Well, lots of things. So just to summarize again, if we want to summarize our point. So the faith of the 7 can be compared with Catholicism and has also equivalated to all the same systems of oppression. It oppresses people. Okay. The septons are often corrupt. Usually the high septon is like all drenched in gold while people are starving. Also, they cut down all the weirwood trees. That's like genocide. And they actively destroyed knowledge that could have helped humanity. It's almost like stealing all of humanity's history just because of their little religion. So
okay, but Thistle's point was the blood sacrifice and the hammer of the waters and possibly sacrificing their young. So I think that's actually worse in this case. So I'm giving the point to Thistle because sacrificing your young, hammer of the waters, and blood sacrifice is worse than telling people that they're bad for stuff. I mean, both are bad, but I'm just imagining stuff like I'm imagining sitting at a boring Catholic service and it's boring and I hate it and I'm itchy and I want to get out. But then I'm also imagining the hammer of the waters and I'm like, okay, hammer of the waters is worse. Yeah. Question 3.
Boo.
Which religion has a sound belief system? Meaning, which religion is actually true? Like, this is the question where you could prove, well, mine exists and yours doesn't. That's basically what I'm trying to say by sound belief system. You go first, Westerosi and Chill. You can start now.
Well, in my opinion, there's no question about which one's actually true and actually real because the old gods have manifested time and time again. The White Walkers are a representation of like the dark side of the old gods are fighting. We have like pretty much time travel actively, doing stuff within different stories and, seeing through weirwood trees, proven. Wargs, a power of the old gods, proven. The wall is, it was built by man, but it has magical powers. It's literally like 900 feet high standing there for anybody to look at. Whereas the 7 have a lot of temples and songs that people built, but haven't really manifested at all. And while I still have time, let's see, weirwood powers proven. We have signs that through people that are given. We have signs through animals. It's like I said, manifested time and time again, whereas the 7 have not.
Good point. Thistle, same question to you. Which religion has a sound belief system, meaning which religion is actually true? You may start now.
Well, first of all, I'm going to start by saying I think the connection between the old gods and the others is, dubious. And I think a lot of what the stuff has to do with the werewoods and the old god belief, like the men of the realm don't even understand what the old gods are. They think that they have something to do with the trees. The children think the old gods are the trees. Like it's not even that everybody believes the same things here. And even so, the trees they're trees. They're not extraterrestrial. Whereas like the faith of the seven, while something like that cannot be proven, that's kind of the point. Like what makes the god is that it goes beyond this material realm that we live in, and that the faith of the seven has connections to, you know, the stars and the divine in a way that the White Walker, I mean the werewood trees are, you know, essentially they're a tree with the ability to connect to magic. A lot of people know.
Okay. Good. You almost had me there, but I'm giving the point to Westeros and Chill. Yeah, no, you did good. That was right, audience. That was pretty good, but I'm giving the point to Westeros and Chill.
Yeah. Sure.
COA TV is in the house. Hi, he says, I'm going to hold you to that drink. No, definitely. You guys, COA TV is my favorite reactor. So, like, I love watching people react to Game of Thrones because it's like me watching it again for the first time. It's still my favorite show of all time. I don't care what anyone says. And
so you like Game of Thrones better than House of the Dragon?
Yeah, Game of Thrones has more material. What do you mean? How are you going to compare one season to 8? Come on now. But
that's what I said too.
he's in season 5 right now. So yeah, no. He is hilarious. He's also a stoner too, so he always like rolls up before it, gives you a chance to roll up before, plays some music, and then he reacts, and it's the best. So go and check him out. But yeah. Yeah, that was easy. Sorry. Yeah, Westeros and Chill, the point goes to you. Someone was asking the snake's name.
Cyrax. It's hard to tell in this lighting, but she's actually pale yellow. You can kind of see. She's an albino ball python. There you go.
Thanks, Carl. Carl says to smash the like. Yay. Let us fondle the algorithm gods with our likes. Now, question 4. And Thistle, you'll be going first for this one. Which religion benefits the small folk? You may start now.
So I think the faith of the seven is the obvious answer here. Not only do they have places of worship for the small folk to go and learn more about their religion, get connected to their gods, to other people who believe in their gods. They have wandering septons who go around the realm performing rituals for people like marriages and things of that nature. We meet Septon Maribald. You know, he doesn't even concern himself with the High Lords. He says that they play their Game of Thrones and they harm the small folk, and so he goes around bringing food to poor people and people that wouldn't have anything otherwise. They have the begging brothers who escort people from town to town, from sept to sept, keep them safe. They have the knights who are sworn to protect the small people. You know, they have the faith militant for when the lords are fucking up. Can I cuss? I'm too late.
Do it. I'm not monetized anyway, so they can't do anything to me.
Okay.
You can finish your statement, but your time's up.
Yeah, they care about the people, is my point.
Okay. Westeros and Chill. Sorry, I'm trying to get to your screen. Which religion benefits the small folk? You can start now.
So right off the bat, the old gods, I am just going to keep saying that to prevent an apocalyptic event is the best thing for everybody. But other than that, the seven might want to control the small folk by enforcing all the rules and laws. The old gods are definitely a little bit more lax in that regard. So you might argue that the old gods give the people a lot more freedom to make their own way to think as individuals rather than to be afraid of a rigid set of rules. But other than that, if you look at the lords that do keep the old gods, they definitely treat their small folk a lot better than the most of the lords that worship the seven. If we look at the lords that worship the seven, they're all pretty much, it almost seems like they don't even care about the seven. It's just to keep their power. It's really the common people who are clinging to this kind of structure because they don't have any.
Okay, before I go on to rebuttals, I want to read Carl Karsnark's comment. He says, faceless men are the only ones that truly care about the small folk. They are a wee bit murdery at times, but they have cool magic, so it's okay in my book. Thank you, Carl. Do you guys have a rebuttal? Thistle?
Yeah, I mean, I think to say that the old gods take care of the small folk is kind of hilarious. Like, the small folk don't have any connection to them. They're too busy trying to feed themselves and trying to live, and you know, there's no, like I said, there's no infrastructure going around going, hey, you can connect to nature through these ways, and this is how you can find a higher purpose in life, and there is none of that. You know, like, the werewoods are trapped behind walls, you know, accessible only to the people that live in castles. Like, it doesn't seem to benefit them.
Yeah, Squisher King is saying you both made really great points. This
Well, I
is
have a
hard.
rebuttal too.
Rebuttal?
I have a rebuttal to your rebuttal.
All right. Go ahead.
So my rebuttal to that would be, what I said was actually the lords who keep the old gods care more about the small folk that are under their protection. As far as keeping the weirwoods in the godswood, they literally had to do that because the seven cut all the weirwoods down. So it probably, before, there was lots of weirwoods that any common person could go and worship. They also don't tell the people what to do, giving humans a greater sense of individuality. There's being more in touch with nature also means you're more in touch with winter. The old gods are definitely more in touch with winter and caring for people. The Starks traditionally like let all the small folk inside the walls of Wintertown and everything during hard times like that. It's just more of a greater sense of harmony versus just controlling.
Okay. So for this one, who benefits the small folk more? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Thistle because just the infrastructure actually helps people. We're like, even if it just helps people, and the Boltons don't treat their small folk that good. So
I was hoping nobody would catch that. Just forget about them. Other than those freaky serial killer people.
Okay. Question 5. Now, which religion benefits the High Lords? Because you got to please both parties. I'm not sure who goes first. Westeros and Chill, you can just go first since you're here. Once again, which religion benefits the High Lords? And you can start now.
So as far as which religion benefits the High Lords, I'm going to go ahead and say the old gods, because once again, I'm going to pretty much start every argument with preventing an apocalyptic event is the best thing for everybody. But also the weirwoods have magical powers. And so having one of those in your godswood, that gives you more power. Basically, it gives you power to see if you want to employ the use of a green seer or something like that. It also, if you look at how the common people in each place see their high lords, it's very, very clear that in the north, these high lords are almost like scions of the gods themselves versus just some rich fat guy sending out his priest to do whatever.
Okay. Thistle, I ask you the same question. Which religion benefits the High Lords? And you could start now.
I think the High Lords are also benefited most by the Seven in a few different ways. The Septons and Septas spend time advising them on the will of the gods and how to lead righteously, and they lead the worship in the septs, and the septas take a role as like almost like a nanny role in the High Lord's castles. And the faith gives the High Lords some kind of reassurance, knowing that the people are knowledgeable on what the holy teachings are because they're being taught, and because that the small folk have people out there protecting them when they can't protect themselves. It's another thing that the High Lords don't have to worry about, with the begging brothers out there helping people go from town to town. When your realm's safer, you live easier as a High Lord, and the faith helps them do that. It helps keep things running smoothly for them.
Okay. Westeros and Chill, do you have a rebuttal?
Yes, my rebuttal to that would be, you say that the begging brothers are out there, the faith militant. Wouldn't you just say that a lot of times these people cause more problems for the small folk? They can be like, even the faith militant, especially, because they can be used by whatever king or even the lords, like definitely the high towers. So I would say that all these people that you're saying are going out doing good, it doesn't do a lot of good, for example, for the people of King's Landing. It's a nasty place, and they're pretty much just sitting in their palaces, and they might be teaching people, but they're really just teaching stay in line, and control. It's societal control. And the lives of these small folk are not exactly great anyway. So if the 7 is controlling all these small folk and their lives still aren't great, there you go.
This one is going to go to Thistle. Yeah, I just made a better point about the High Lords benefiting from the faith.
I lost connection, but also I didn't get a rebuttal.
Oh.
But I won anyway, so it doesn't matter, I think. Did I?
Well, what Joanna said too, not sure I'd want my religion to benefit those in power. This was a very hard thing to argue.
It's a balance. In a society, you have to make the rich people happy, because you don't want.
But I don't believe in lords.
And you have to make the poor people happy, and you have to make the middle class happy. Everyone has to be happy. There has to be always balance. But I get it, Joanna.
I don't think there's a lot of balance between the small folk and the High Lords in this particular world. Just saying.
I agree. I just want to go back because the chat have been like saying amazing things, and I've been like missing it. But let me just continue on. Actually, so question 6: which religion manifests more power? For example, like what can the gods in each religion do? So on this one, Thistle, you'll go first. So once again, which religion manifests more power? What can the gods in each religion do? You can start now.
I think the power that the 7 provides it's divine, it's mysterious, and it manifests in the form of faith and community throughout the realm. Like it doesn't have to lean on occult dread powers in order to convince people that it's real, because the people feel it like in their hearts. Catelyn enters a sept and she feels something, you know what I mean? Sansa does the same thing. And like the power provides something more than just this tangible thing of like spying on people. And I don't know. I don't even think that benefits most people really, but it benefits them through a community of love and justice. And no single man holds magical power over other people in their religion, because the power belongs with the gods alone.
Westeros and Chill.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there. What kind of power do the old gods generate? Transcending time and space. We have magic that keeps sacred places such as Storm's End and the Wall magical. The Wall is literally the greatest structure ever built. It's imbued with magic that can stop an apocalyptic force. we have seen the old gods manifest time and time again. And as far as the power of, how people feel, well, one might argue that more rests within the human mind and the individual than with any divine force. That could just be their feelings. That's a person's feelings. It's not exactly like a freaking person going into an animal and showing a concrete manifestation of themselves. And once again, they have the power, they generate the power to stop an apocalyptic event. They put this planet on its axis. On its axis.
You're just trying to cuss.
And it's really like they have shown proof that they exist time and time again. They've shown the might of their power time and time again, whereas the seven have thoughts and prayers.
Dang. Thistle, you want a rebuttal? I remembered this time to ask you.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I've got enough from what I need here. Yeah, definitely it's gonna be the old gods with this one. Kim gets the point. But Thistle, you did have a good point where you were saying, and Kolnitsky just said this in the chat, power resides where people believe it resides. So yeah, if Catelyn feels a presence, then the seven do have power, because power is just your mental construct. The sex bots are in the chat. The sex bots are in.
Like my hot photo, guys. Like my hot photo here.
Don't click on that, guys.
Don't click on it.
What a world. So, but no, I thought that was a good point, because I want to go for the old gods, but when you say something that amounts to powers where men believe it resides, then.
But that's what the chat said, not her.
I know. Well, I was thinking that as she was saying it, it's like when she said that, like, your mental construct, like Catelyn feeling something, and you make yourself believe,
It's a good point, but I think that has less to do with the seven and more with the power of the human mind and individual.
Yeah, I agree. It's been kind of hard to find answers for a couple of these. But
there was no way I was going to win the benefiting the High Lords one.
Oh, yeah.
I think, honestly, it was hard to think of a single way that the old gods would benefit the High Lords. Other than making them seem powerful by having a weirwood in their godswood.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. I would be scared of the I want to say Blood Raven, but what is his family? The tree, the big tree. Gosh. Okay. The big tree that was poisoned. Okay. Anyways, Matt Spruce says 7 brings people being afraid of strangers. Like the stranger. Is that like a pun? I like that. People who are afraid of strangers. Come on over, meet the stranger. Now you're not afraid of strangers. Okay. Next question. The old god sent in the sex bots to tempt the faith of the seven. You know what? 7 is more user-friendly. Good point, Kolnitsky. All right. So the next question is, which religion has the better community and followers? So Westeros and Chill, you go first on this one.
All right.
You can start. Are you looking? I know I get lost in the comments. I forgot I was on my own show. I was like, oh. Okay, here you go. Start.
Which religion has the better community and followers? How about Dustin, Stark? I mean, Stark is just, that can take it all, but we also have the Blackwoods. Those are all really amazing houses, and they treat their small folk better. They are more in touch with what's going on outside their walls. As far as followers, we have the wildlings, which even though they're up behind the wall and even though they get judged a lot, they're the coolest and they have a sense of freedom. It's almost like democratic what they do and how they don't kneel to people just because of whatever, a name or wealth. So I would definitely say the old gods also, the followers of the old gods found a way to preserve, like, multiple species such as dire wolves, mammoths, and the weirwoods and everything without having to genocide anyone else. So that's nice. Yeah, there's an occasional human sacrifice, but they're cooler. I think I'm out of time. Is that?
You're out of time, yeah. Thistle, I ask you the same question. Which religion has the better community and followers? You can start now.
I think the Seven has the better community, hands down. Like the Old Gods religion is very individualistic, you know, and involves quiet contemplation with nature, which that's all noble, but it doesn't provide a whole lot of community support, like I've kind of said before. You know, all these different rose people in the faith of the Seven provide
Am I frozen? Is it me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I'm good. Sorry.
You're good. Yeah. It's Thistle. I think you're cutting out.
No.
I
can't hear Thistle. Is it just me? Yeah.
No, you guys
We
lost
can hear her now. She's back.
I don't know when you lost me though. I'm sorry.
You can just
So
start
wait
over.
a minute. Hold on. I have a question though. Joanna, you're talking about R'hllor. We're not counting the fire and Valyria stuff as old gods, right? We're just talking about the truth, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that would open up my
no
argument.
drowned god. Yeah, no drowned god, nothing like that.
No drowned god, yeah. Who cares about the drowned god?
Well, you guys can talk about whatever you want in the chat. I think they've just been talking about the other religions.
Okay.
Lost clothing 24/7.
Start over?
Yeah, Thistle, you're going to have to start over.
Okay. So I said the Faith of Seven has the better community for sure. Like the Old Gods religion is super individualistic and it involves quiet contemplation, and that's all well and good, but it doesn't provide any community support in the way that the Faith of the Seven provides different people for different types of support, right? Septas in the nanny role, and the Septons with teaching people, you know, the Septas also teach people. They're basically female priests, George said, so they're not lower than the Septons. The warriors' sons and the seps are everywhere. So the small folk and all the high lords, they all go to the churches and read the same text if they can read, or have the same text read to them. You know, it forms a whole community that spans everywhere but the north, you know, and even parts of the north are, you know, there's a sept in Winterfell. Like, it's even represented there because the community spans that far and matters that much to people.
I just want to read. So Craig says it's all fun and games until the Seven march down Flea Bottom nude. My God doesn't count. Thought that was funny. And then Carl Karsnark said, whatever they're doing in Asai seems to work. Goth clothing 24/7, seemingly endless money and space, and no kids. Sounds like heaven to me. Dang.
Yeah, that's definitely, I would be following, like, if this was, you know, if I was in that world, probably R'hllor or Asai or something like that. I would, like, make a beeline for Asai. Like, what can I learn? How can I be a witch?
You're like, I got the red lipstick. I'm ready.
I have Melisandre's necklace too. I should have worn it.
Westeros and Chill, do you have a rebuttal to Thistle?
Oh yes, I absolutely do have a rebuttal.
Oh,
my rebuttal would be that, well, maybe they have a sept in Winterfell because the people who worship the old gods are far more tolerant of other people's cultures, religions. So I think that makes for a better community, being more tolerant, less oppressive, having more freedom, thinking as an individual does make for mentally stronger human beings, which does make them more resilient, which they have to be during these winters. As far as no community space, the Weirwood and the Godswoods are definitely a community space. People are welcome there. It's just not enclosed in some sort of big, expensive thing paid for on the backs of the small folk. But yeah, I definitely, my rebuttal has to do with the fact that we let people have septs if they want to have septs. We don't go and genocide people. So, and when I say we, I mean the old gods from my point of view.
Okay, Jojen Pace. I hear you. I hear you. Good points. Good points.
Okay. Can I go?
You can go.
Okay, so my rebuttal to your first points is that, like, I mean, you named a few followers, individual people you think are good people, but like that doesn't say a whole lot about the religion as a whole, in my opinion. You mentioned the freedom of the wildlings, but that's more of a political thing, you know, than the old gods, because that's not what we see in the north, where they all worship the old gods as well. And as far as the Andals cutting down all the werewoods and being so intolerant, they wouldn't let anybody build another building in there. They have werewoods in like all their castles still to this day. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them still have werewoods. They're not so intolerant they cut the werewoods down. They were there. I mean, they did elsewhere when they were coming in all crusading.
Yeah, they were.
But now, I'm talking about the people now. They're not in there being like, no, we need to cut these werewoods down.
All right.
They already won. They already cut them all down, except for the ones that people really clung to and had to fight for, like the Blackwoods. And the one that's in the Red Keep was kept there only on Baelor's little brother. Baelor the Blessed's little brother was like, oh, you can't cut that down. Spare something.
So Tracy Salem says, damn, Westeros has no chill. I agree. You went in. I don't know why you did that. I don't know why you did that. Jeremy is saying, yeah, Old Town is on my top 5 places to visit if it were real. Joanna says, for like 5 seconds, I really thought Westeros and Chill said, we let people have sex if they want to have sex. And I was like, yes.
I heard myself saying it. You know what? People should have sex if they want to have sex.
Well, that's what she said. She was like, oh, she meaning Joanna. She was like, I was like, yes, old gods are pro-choice. Kolnitsky says there are no kids in Ashai, but kids are dying there. Dang. Guess Ashai's not all it's cracked up to be. But it's funny how there's no kids in Ashai, but the old gods are basically like the children. There's children in this religion, but in that one, there's like kids not allowed. So it's like, whoa, did I just start a thing? Did I do a thing? No? Okay. Question. Oh, I already said that who I gave the point to, didn't I?
No.
I did it. Okay. I did it in my head. So the point goes to the old gods. Come on now. It's Kim. Yeah, as soon as you started describing the wildlings and stuff, I was like, all right. Like, that's a good community and better followers and things like that. Good job, both of you. So question 8, which religion has the best sacred objects? So the cool stuff to boast about. So Thistle, you go first. Which religion has the better objects? You can start now.
So I think the main sacred object to the Faith of the Seven is the number 7 and all the things that it connects to, right? The 7 planetary bodies, the ones that you can see with the visible eye, the ones that the small folk can look up to and know that the gods are watching over them. They have the rainbow, the 7 colors of the rainbow, and all of this represents completeness, 3 pairs and then one whole single thing. The rainbow, it's split into 7 colors, just like the gods split into 7 aspects. But if you look closely at a rainbow, just like if you look closely at the 7 gods, they're all there. It's a huge spectrum. There's infinite numbers of colors in there, infinite versions of the god. And I think it's just the coolest, idol to focus on, this cool number that connects to so many things.
All right. Good point. I would have never said this number 7, but saying that is like asking the genie for more wishes, because it's like it's like 7 diamonds, 7 things, so it could be anything. So that was a good one. That is a good object to have. But Westeros and Chill, it is your turn. Which religion has the best sacred objects? And you can start now.
Well, when we're talking about objects, what is an object? Really, it's something that's physical, right? A physical thing. And I mean, how about the greatest structure ever built? The wall. Nothing ever built really could rival the wall. It's 900 feet tall. And not only is it beautiful and imbued with magic, it's useful against, keeping White Walkers out and stuff like that. We also, the old gods through Bran the Builder built Storm's End, Winterfell, two of the greatest castles in the realm. Not only that, but we have beautiful weirwood trees. So beautiful. Look, Nettles even put it in her background, right? Gorgeous white bark, red leaves. The faces are so cool looking. And not only that, but again, it's not just pretty, it's useful for doing something. You can literally transcend space and time with it.
Okay. A rebuttal, Thistle?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So for that one, which religion has the best sacred objects? I'll go with the old gods. That point about the wall was just too great. Oh, hey, David Lightbringer is in the chat. Hi, David.
Hi.
Thanks for visiting us. Woo! The wall. I'm sorry. I was thinking, like, what objects does the 7 have? Would you guys count Valyrian steel as being a Faith of the 7 object? We know it's made by the Valyrians, but the 7 are all about the knighthood, and like it's knights that usually wield Valyrian steel, and we don't see any Valyrian steel north of the wall. Would that count?
I mean, it's not necessarily knights. It's the Valyrian still belongs to the great houses. More has to do with the.
I just mean it takes a knight to wield it, not just anybody.
Tell that to Ned.
I would say that the 7.
You're right. You're okay, Ned. Okay. Cool. Next question. that just disproved it. Number 9. Which religion has better laws and better rules? Basically, which religion would you best be able to live under, I guess. Westeros and Chill, you go first. You can start now.
So as far as laws and rules go, laws and rules can be very rigid and oppressive, and the old gods don't have like a specific sacred text and all that, but what they do have is the ability to live in harmony with each other and with, like I said, other species such as children of the forest, and different kinds of animals, and probably not doing genocide is a better rule that can benefit everybody. Once again, there's also guest right, which has proven to be a real thing that bites people in the ass. It's also just be cool to each other. We don't have laws and rules that oppress other people,
You're done. You're done.
I couldn't get to my note in time. Okay.
Thistle, I asked you the same question. Which religion has the better set of laws and rules to live under? You can start now.
I think the 7 has some pretty decent laws and rules that are kind of universal. Guest right isn't specific to the old gods. The new gods also hold guest right very sacred. It's held sacred all throughout the 7 kingdoms, and they also believe obvious stuff like incest is gross. I think we can all kind of get on that train, and they think it's like a vile sin. They think being disloyal, being prideful, those things are both very awful sins. Kinslaying is subject to cursed by the gods. On top of that, they have oaths that people swear that they hold very sacred. So if somebody says something to you, they have the gods to fall back on. You know what I mean? I swear it by the 7. I say this oath to you, and now I'm held to that standard as long as I believe in these gods, and
that's it. Good points. good points. Definitely the rules keep evil people in check. David Lightbringer says, does the Church of Starry Wisdom count for the faith because they are the ones running shit? I would say it would. Anything counts as long as it proves the point. Hopelop says, we love some incest. Okay.
Wait, and the old gods don't do incest.
No, I know. That wasn't a shot against the old gods. It was
yeah.
Hopelop, I'm just not in that way. I just wanted to say that. Cool. For that one, I'm going to have to say old gods. Kim, there you go. Thistle, you had some good points, but dang, I know about the stuff you weren't saying. You weren't you weren't saying the bad rules, and I filled that in my head, and yeah.
I was waiting for a rebuttal.
You told me I could lie if I wanted to.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's very convincing.
Why not? Real politicians lie in debates.
Right. Got to. Okay, so the next question is, which religion has a better ethics or a moral basis? So Thistle, you'll start on this one.
Well, I think as we just said, the Thistle, the seven have, some really basic laws that everyone can kind of agree on. And then they have a structure where, people know who to go to. If you have an issue, these people exist. Only these people are the ones who can face that issue. They have trial by 7. If you really want to go back far enough, I don't know. I think they keep things ethical in that they make their rules pretty clear to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, don't kill, don't kinslay, don't sacrifice your children to your fucking your gods. I'm sorry. Really, I'm trying not to.
It's okay. I cuss more than you. It's cool.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
I didn't have any idea we weren't supposed to cuss.
You can cuss.
Yeah.
I never had instruction on it, so.
Yeah. All right. Was that the end of your point?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Westeros and Chill. I asked you the question: which religion has a better ethics or a moral basis? And you could start now.
So I'm going to refer again to the no genocide thing. That's a pretty big one for me. But also, I think as a woman, I would rather worship the old gods. There's not this with a rigid rule structure means that you have to follow under all these penalties. And the old gods don't have that. I think it's better to place more emphasis on individuals. And as a woman, like I said, I'm not put down by the old gods, whereas I am in the faith of the 7. I have to stay in my place and do whatever I do. I can either be a mother or a maiden or a crone, and that's it. Can't be a warrior, can't be a smith. That's only for men, right? So the old gods definitely don't have that rule. So that's great. And then as far as morals and ethics, I think working in harmony with nature is always in everybody's best interests. And not just humans, but everybody.
A rebuttal, Thistle?
I totally do. Yeah. You kind of say that, the faith of the 7 oppresses women, but we've seen the inside of these worlds, right? The results are the same. Women in the North, look at Catelyn, look at Arya and Sansa. They don't have options to just do whatever they want. If they did, things would be different for Arya for sure. Like, her dad gives her a sword, but so does Brienne's dad, and Brienne's family worships the 7. You know what I mean? So the results are generally the same in how women are treated. And I just have to mention the Lord's right to the first night, and how there are lords in the north that still practice that to this day. So I don't know from the woman's standpoint like that.
Dang. That was a good rebuttal. Might have changed my mind. Westeros and Chill. One last chance. Do you have a rebuttal?
Yes.
All
so
right.
there's rules. Oh, sorry. So there's rules which the seven love, and then there's exceptions. There's always going to be an exception to the rule. Generally, women in the North do have more freedom than the faith of the ones that are in the faith of the seven, because of all the rules. So if you look on, for example, Bear Island, women can be warriors. The Mormont women are tough, and they're not defined by anything. And you see it time and time again in the text of women coming up from the South and marrying some sort of northern lord and feeling all shocked, like, oh God, that's not ladylike. So as far as that point is concerned, there is prima noctis, but I don't think that the text actually ever says where prima noctis originated from, whether that was a practice by the, because the faith of the seven practiced prima noctis as well. So that's not a point really on either side.
Good points, ladies.
Snake.
I have a lot to.
It is a snake.
A real snake, yes. Okay. I wanted to say that Joanna said I would like to submit the ladies of House Mormont as evidence about the same time that you were saying that. And I was like, oh. I think, yeah. So
great minds think alike.
Right? I will, dang, this is hard. I will have to give the point to the old gods. Kim, there you go. A point.
Okay, so this is an interesting question because I thought about prima noctis and I thought, oh shit, that could kill the argument. But I thought about it. I'm like, do they ever say where prima noctis came from?
You already have the point, but I would assume it comes from the first men and the old gods because it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Only just because it's been there forever, and the first men would have been the first men.
So yeah, but they talk about how that was practiced in the South too by Andals. So
yeah, because they might have picked it up.
It could have. I think maybe it was just both people thought of it. Maybe it was like worldwide. Because people
we definitely had it in our real world.
Of women. What?
We definitely had it in our real world. So it's probably just something that just happens in all religions, like you're saying. Okay, so the next question is, which religion can muster the better army? Westeros and Chill, you go first. Start now.
Well, I would say the people who can muster the better army are probably the people who can muster the tougher people, which are definitely Northerners. But not only that, but they can muster like animals, wargs. They use magic. They can muster up. We've seen it in the books. The Children of the Forest are with Bran. And, we also have like mammoths, dire wolves. So I would say whoever can muster the better army is the one that can muster up magic, like literal magic, to fight whoever they have to, whether it's people, White Walkers, anything like that. And then once again, the tougher people. Northerners are a lot tougher than Southerners. They have to deal with more crap. They're hard. They're forged by hard winters, and they are worth 10 for every Southerner. We've seen this, and we've seen it play out time and time again in the text. And green seers. Thank you, Matt Spruce. I knew I was forgetting something.
All right, Thistle. Same question to you. Which religion can muster the better army? Start now.
Well, I think the faith can muster the better army. They have the faith militants, an order that is made to protect, the members of their religion. And so they have the warriors' sons, who are knights that are specifically devoted to the faith. They hold no lands, etc. And their whole lives are dedicated to this religion. They swear their faith to the High Septon himself. and themselves. There are also the poor fellows, who are common men that fight for the faith. And then even on top of that, every knight in the realm has sworn to the faith. And so they're sworn to protect these same people, the people of the faith of the Seven.
Okay. Do you have a rebuttal, Westeros and Chill?
I do not.
Okay. This is tough. I'm in my head, I'm imagining an army of wargs and wolves and mammoths going against just people, like thousands and thousands of people. Yeah.
Look,
because that's
we already had that. The Andals won.
Dang. But it's even. It's even. Dang. Audience, help me out. Old gods are 7. Because the Andals won the first time, but it doesn't mean they're going to win the second time.
Look,
this time,
the Andals, the faith of the Seven, they're just super dedicated, like wicked dedicated. You know, they carve stuff into their faces. You want to fight those people? I don't.
Damn, Craig says old gods. Matt says old gods. Craig says Andals. Oh, old gods. Oh, yeah. Okay, old gods. Sorry.
Yeah, and the Andals didn't take the north. Thank you, Craig.
Hey, everybody before
Brittany
that
said 7.
Old gods. They took almost the entire place.
The mammoths are not dead north of the wall, Brittany. And we let them through anyway, right?
All right. So, okay, yeah, that one goes to Kim. Next question. Which religion has the better leaders or figures?
Oh, hey, can I throw something out there? Did you skip number 11?
Yeah, because we already kind of
sorry, I was just
talked about it with the other two that came before. I was like, all right, this is the same question. I can't believe I didn't. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Good question, but yeah, I skipped that on purpose. I'm denying you guys a question. But yes. So which religion has the better leaders or figures? Westeros and Chill, you go first on this one. And you can start now.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. The Starks are pretty much the scion of the old gods, and they're the best lords. They're just the morally the best. They're the coolest. They have these dire wolves. They take care of their people. They have all the good, like, little lines and isms of, like, when Ned says, you know, Lord is like a father to all of his children, which is the common people. So they're really cool. We also have Bran the Builder, who is, as far as the historical figures of Westeros are concerned, he is pretty much the greatest. He did more for the people of Westeros than a lot of these other historical figures ever did. He built the wall. He built, like I said, Winterfell, Storm's End, other cool stuff. Then we have Bloodraven as well, who is a bastard of a king. Pretty cool. Also, magical powers. He can see through time. That's freaking rad. Let's see what else we have. You know,
and wasn't Bloodraven knighted? So does he follow both religions? Does he celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah? Because he was knighted, right?
Maybe, but you kind of get the sense that the followers, the non-followers of the Seven, kind of just say whatever to go along with society, and to not make waves, right?
Like, sure, I'll be a knight. Yeah, give me my knife, thanks.
Well, like even Aegon was knighted in the Starry Sept, even though he wasn't a follower of the Seven, and they originally like hated him for marrying his sisters, but he went along with it to make peace.
Mm-hmm. All right, Thistle, it is your turn. The question is, which religion has the better leaders or like figures in history? And you can start now.
So Baelor the Blessed obviously is a huge figure in the faith, beloved by small folk, by a lot of people. He was very peaceful, very pious. And, you know, obviously the Faith of the Seven has the seven gods, you know, that are all powerful figures in their religion. And if you go back far enough, you know, they have Hugor of the Hill, who was crowned by 7 stars pulled down from the sky. It's all very you know,
Bad, mystical, yeah.
all very inspiring. And, you know, they have all their badass warriors from the Andal invasion to look up to if they're into that kind of thing. You know, they
All
they
right,
have,
all right.
sorry,
Time's up.
go ahead. Good. Thank
Westeros
God.
and Chill, do you have a rebuttal?
I do not.
Okay. So on this one, I'm going to actually go with Thistle. I'm going to go with the Faith of the Seven just because everyone that Westeros and Chill mentioned who wasn't Ned, like Bran the Builder, we don't know if those people lived. We have no proof of it. So sure, they were cool, or it could just be a story.
We know about Bloodraven. We know he exists.
Okay, yeah.
He's not a legend.
Okay.
He's
That is true. And I said, yeah, and Ned definitely exists too. And we definitely saw that. But Baelor the Blessed, it seems like more of like an inspiring figure that's almost like godlike, but at least people knew that he was flesh and blood, like an actual king. Like, oh, he could do it. I could be good too. Rather, like looking up to Bran the Builder, you're like, well, I don't have magical powers. I can't build the wall. I'm a loser. Like, so yeah, I'll give this one to Thistle. Cool.
Baelor sucks. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna echo what Brittany said.
I was just about to read that. Brittany Ray says, "Sorry, Thistle, you lost me at Baelor. Dang."
Yeah. I lost myself at Baelor, you guys. Okay, I lost myself when I started doing
I know. I'm sorry. I know how it feels.
Just because we hate Baelor doesn't mean the small folk do. That's why it's still a valid argument. It's like, yeah, I don't believe in that shit, but the small folk do. They like that. They like that sept and that statue and all that shit. So next question is, which religion wields more power over the people? Which religion gets more obedience from the people? Is another way to kind of rephrase that. Thistle, you go first, and you can start now.
I think the Faith of the Seven gets more power over people just because of the vast connections that the Faith is able to make across the realm with so many people, that it's able to put this idea in their minds and make many of them believe it. And in order to get them to obey, there is this threat of 7 hells. And that sounds terrifying. And in order to get them to do nice things, there is this promise of 7 heavens. It's a promise for a happy afterlife. And that is powerful. That allows them to have control over people, to get them to follow the rules that the faith believes are the laws of the gods.
Okay. Westeros and Chill, I ask you the same question. Which religion wields more power over the people, or which religion gets more obedience from the people? You can start now.
So the old gods definitely wield more power over people because it's real power that manifests in the weirwoods that can see everything you're doing. It's literally there looking at you and things that happen. It's not a metaphysical kind of spiritual thing. It's actually real. But also, hold on.
Poopy time?
No, no. I just lost my train of thought. I had to look at my notes. Oh no, I'm running out of time.
Poopy time.
So it's definitely the one that is actually real and actually watching everything you do. But also the old gods with the 7, it's like you're ruling by fear. you're afraid, you're only doing things because you're afraid of the afterlife. Like, yeah, the promise of 7 heavens is fine, but you're really just doing things out of fear, whereas the old gods inspire more magic within each person.
Nice.
Do you have a rebuttal, Thistle?
Yeah, sure. Magic within what people? Just the Starks? You know, like who else? Who else are firing? You know what I mean? Like that, yeah, sure, like people that step foot in front of a werewood tree are scared of a werewood tree, but how many people find themselves in that position in reality? How many people across the realm ever step foot in front of a werewood tree in order to be afraid of it watching you?
Do you have an answer, Westeros? Do you have a rebuttal to that?
Yeah, I have a rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my rebuttal would be that they can't step in front of the weirwood trees because you guys cut them all down. But also the magic within each person, you don't have to just be in front of a weirwood tree to experience the old gods. There is also, like, we've seen that, like wargs don't need to be in front of a weirwood tree to be able to morph their minds into the body of an animal. We have seen, when you're following the old gods, this kind of magic can show up anywhere, anytime you're anywhere for anyone, not just the green seers, not just the Starks, not just people who are in a godswood in front of the tree. So yeah, that would be my rebuttal.
Cool. Before I announce who gets that point, I just want to shout out Miss Joy 16. She says, Nettles, I can't stay, ironically enough, because my religion, LOL. It's Shabbat in Judaism, so I'm focusing on GD and study today. But I wanted to say I'm excited to watch this later. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Right? That's what I say. So that's actually funny that we're talking about religion and
yeah, that's cool.
So cool. For this point, I'm just gonna go to Thistle. I definitely think the 7 have more power over the people, and the threat of hell will make nations rise and fall, right? And that's all I've got to say about that. Next question. Which religion has the best colloquialisms? And this one's like a fun one. Like, which one has like the best sayings? So, Westeros and Chill, you can go first. And you can start now.
So, of course, there's the others take you. And when we're talking about colloquialisms, is it just phrases or can we talk about like
Anything.
Stories?
Anything.
Because the rat cook,
Like
the
lessons,
rat cook is such a cool story, and it serves a purpose too, to make people like afraid of violating guest right. I mean, that's a wild story. This guy fed people in a pie, and then he became a giant rat and ate his babies. Like, that's cool. It's scary but cool, and it serves a purpose. So that was what I thought of there. And then of course, like, you could say winter is coming. It is one of the colloquialisms of the old gods. It might just be used, in the north, and it might be the Stark's words, but I think it definitely originates with the old gods, and that has to be the most like quoted thing from the series. So,
okay, time's up. Thistle, same question. Which religion has the better colloquialism? And you can start now.
There are a few that I like. I like the 7 blessings to you. I think that's cute. And that's said pretty often. I liked 7 times damned. I think that one's really good. Like that 7 times damned she-wolf or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the one that really takes the cake is 7 hells, used a whopping 53 times throughout the entire story. It is beloved by all, old gods followers and new gods followers alike. And it's very versatile. Like they use it in all kinds of different ways. It's not like it's just an exclamation, you know, it's like, what in the seven hells is this? Or, you know, like, oh, seven hells, that's a surprising thing. And I don't know, it's my favorite curse word in the whole story.
I'm going to leave this one to the chat. So which one do you think is better? Seven hells, seven blessings, 777, or others take you and stories of the rat cook and winter is coming? Which has like the more fun slang, you know? Some people choose where they live just based on the slang. Like people go to California so they can say bruh and dude and surfer.
I hope that's
can't
not
say
why
that shit
people
in
choose to
Idaho.
go there. Just to say words.
You do. People go move to New York for the accent.
But
Or
you don't
Jersey.
like get an accent by moving.
But they can listen to it and they can say it and it won't sound weird. Okay.
I do love the New Yorker accent.
But people are saying seven hells in the chat. Others,
You know, I didn't count up the number of times winter is coming is used in the story, but I bet you it's a lot. I bet you it beats seven hells. Like they say, it's always right in the end. Winter's coming.
I'm going to go with the chat on this one. I'm going to go with Thistle. So Thistle gets the point, okay, so this is the craziest thing. You guys are going to be mad at me. You guys, listen, I can't lie in front of the freaking tree. Okay. Thistle and Westeros and Chill are tied. And the tie is 7.
Oh,
Thistle has 7 points. Westeros and Chill has 7 points. We have one last question. So literally whoever gets this question
can I throw
wins.
this up? I looked. I looked and winter is coming doesn't even come close to being said as many times as 7.
Okay. You got the point for the colloquialisms.
How many times?
I think it was 25.
Wow.
Wow. They really did use seven hells a lot. It is fun to say. I knew that I probably wasn't going to beat that one.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the last question. And if someone in the chat can think of like a really good question, I'll ask that as a bonus question just in case. But yeah, so where's Charles who wanted to ask the questions? He probably had to go take care of his kids or something. But yeah, so if you guys think of a question that you want to ask, please type it in the chat. In the meantime, the last question. What were you saying? Something, Thistle?
I was gonna say you should totally ask question 11.
You really?
It's like the same thing over again.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm confident I would take that one, so I'm joking.
Well, I prepared. No. Question 16. Which religion is more aligned with a 2022 audience? Now I see why you said that. Good luck. You can start. Just in case, sorry, audience, I shouldn't be laughing that hard. The question is, which religion is more aligned with the 2022 audience? Thistle, you go first. Start.
Well, I mean, look around you. How many people do you know that follow the old gods? I mean, there are different kinds of religion, but if we're going to compare the faith of the 7 to Catholicism and to some form of Christianity, then it's pretty pervasive and still to this day pretty convincing to people of our time. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with the faith of the 7.
Okay. Westeros and Chill. Which religion is more aligned with a 2022 audience? You can start.
I'm going to say we're in 2022. Genocide, not cool. Women oppression, not cool. Being intolerant of other religions, not cool. There's a huge movement nowadays going by like moving away from those old kind of like, you have to do this, you have to do that, controlling people. There's a huge movement towards people getting more in touch with their roots of paganism, and that includes me. So you say, who worships the old gods nowadays? Well, I keep my own family's old gods. They're not trees. Well, in some cases they are, but not weirwood trees anyway. And also, you know, the Faith of the Seven is intolerant of different kinds of sexualities. It's not cool to oppress gay people. Climate change is a big deal nowadays. Old gods definitely more in touch with climate change and care more about that and stopping disasters from happening. So I'd say all of that lines up really well. Plus, you know, the Starks are coming from a standpoint of being the heroes of the story, at least in the beginning, even though there is no technical hero and villain to the story.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Sometimes I'm listening too much on what you guys are saying, and I don't even do the timer. Do you have a rebuttal, Thistle?
No.
So this question, I thought, you know, the question is, which religion is more aligned with the 2022 audience? I definitely thought that the old gods would take it, but dang, because Thistle said if you look at our population now, how many people are Catholic or Christian versus how many people are pagan? Shout out.
Look, the old gods, you know, in today's time, they don't even have the detriment that they do in Westeros, where nobody can access any information on it.
I want to say to shout out to Joanna because she says proud pagan here. So
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that this entire time.
But also, a lot of people are, the numbers of Christianity are vastly decreasing, and we are starting to base more of our laws and stuff and values around science and less around Christianity.
I know. That's why it's tough. So I'm like, well, I'm actually going to go ahead and give the point to Kim, just because the question, you know, which religion is more aligned with the audience? I think,
yeah,
it's just more aligned, I guess, with the 22 audience, even though I guess it's a reflection of us as people, right? Like, maybe we might want something. I mean, every day we vote against our better interests, right? It's like, it's interesting.
Not every day, just once every couple of years.
Well, I mean, you go to the store and you know you should get an orange, but you get you get the Kit Kat. You're voting against your better interests. But like I'm saying, like sometimes you know what's good for you, but you might do the other thing. I'm just saying there's cognitive dissonance with this, and like, yes, the audience is more aligned with the old gods, but when you look at their actions, they are sitting in the churches and in churches, different churches or whatever. But yeah,
far less people than before.
So, did we get a bonus? So right now we have Westeros and Chill winning with 8 points. Old gods for the win, but so close. Thistle, I can't believe you fought this hard. Thistle.
Because yeah, like when you told me about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like you guys said, like I'm spiritual, you know what I mean? I fall much closer to an old gods type religion personally. So like I really reached on a few of these, like, so
you did a really good job.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were gonna take it. You had to. Like,
but did you know it was gonna be this close?
I didn't.
I didn't think it was gonna be this close.
No.
Bonus question: who is your favorite chatter, and why is it Carl Karsnark? Take your time. There's lots to cover. Well, you know, we're gonna need 30 hours to just dive into Carl. No. Hope says, which religion is easier to manipulate by people? We kind of asked that one, but I guess we asked the inverse, like which religion has more power over the people. But I guess people can manipulate religions too. Carl Karsnark says 7 Heels is the name of the hottest high-end shoe shop in King's Landing. I'm about to open a shoe store right now called 7 Heels. Someone give me money.
That's a good one.
I need money.
There's the 7-sided crystal heel.
Right? The Cinderella shoe?
Yeah.
That is a good 7 heels instead of 7 hells. Which religion would you want in the real world? The tits and wine?
Gods.
The tits and wine. Come on now.
The gods of tits and wine. Yeah, that would be a good one.
I do think the like, okay, person can connect themselves to the trees and watch everybody is like wicked creepy.
But you would do it.
I don't know how much I like that.
You would do it.
Be cool to go back.
I know.
I would absolutely be looking throughout all of history, like, fuck books and documentaries. I got it right here.
Yeah, I'm a proud creep. I'm a proud creep. It is my right to look in your window. It is my right. I need to know which side you sleep on the bed. I need to know all those things. So I'm like, okay with it. No, for real. What religion would I wish was in real life? I don't know. Nobody better say we're Lord, because that is horrible. Burning people. Yeah, probably the old gods, right? Connecting to the tree, the surveillance. I don't know. I like it. I actually do like the hammer of the waters type of Aquaman type powers. All right. Any other questions? People are in the chat are saying how spirituality is making a comeback. I just watched this movie called The Ritual. It came out a while ago. I love that movie. I'm not going to say anything about it, but just watch it.
It's good. It's really good. It's good in all ways. It's scary. It's well done and well directed and well acted, and the writing's good.
People don't make story. People don't make movies about that. So I watched it and I was like, what? Like, it was like opening my head and putting new information in. And I'm like, huh? Another realm of thing is possible now? Okay. So it's like that kind of movie. Yeah, everyone in chat saying that it's getting more spiritual.
Have you seen Midsummer?
Yeah.
I love that movie too.
Ron Robinson says not for the 7, but I think they're more in line with 2020 audience. I think so. We'd like to think that we're something, but time and time again, we see that certain people get voted into office and it's like, oh, I thought this country was this way, but it's, huh? That's all I'm saying, right?
Well, I live in a purple state, thank God.
Oh, wow.
It's like 50-50 exactly. Everybody won by like literally 0.1%.
Cool. Joanna says whichever one allows me a dragon. I guess we're lower.
I want to know more about Ashai. George R.R. Martin, tell me more.
Right? Carl
actually
says,
don't just finish your stuff.
Just finish. Yeah. Tell us in the text. Carl Karsnark says, props to Westerosi and Chill for holding her snack pose the whole stream. So regal.
Well, I like to put her around my neck, but she just won't do it. She wants to like be on my hand.
All right, guys. Like so that is our stream. We have settled it once and for all. Which religion is the best religion in Westeros? Which one has the better followers? The one that's easier to follow? The one that is just has the best power? It's the old gods, guys. It's the old gods. But sorry, let me just but the Faith of the Seven did trail behind by 1 point. So we have to acknowledge that although we do love our old gods, the Faith of the Seven do have pull and power over our everyday things. I think the old gods, like their place is like big picture stuff. Like the big picture is we kind of have to get along so we can fight the White Walkers 10,000 years in the future. But then the faith is like the day-to-day things. It's like, did you say your 7 prayers today? Did you bathe in the milk? Did you wear the dress? So it's like, that one is for more like day-to-day keeping up with your morality. But old gods is like the big picture, like the morality themes, like you guys were saying, like, not you guys, but just Westeros and Chill, but just being tolerant of sexualities and women and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we have much bigger things to worry about. We don't care about any of that. Do what you want.
Yeah, like individuals. Yeah,
because the faith doesn't have a big picture goal or
just
anything, right?
Thoughts and prayers.
Like they don't have a disaster story or whatever. But yes, so thank you guys for being here. The next two, I have a lot of debates lined up. I do. So please stay posted. If you want to be a debater, please hit me up in the DMs on Twitter, even Instagram, wherever you can find me. I'm Girl Nettles. And we'll get you signed up for one of the slots. The next one coming up is Bobby B versus the Mountain. So please tune in for that one. And then we have some other good ones coming up. So see you guys. Have a great Saturday. Westeros and Chill. I'm going to let you say whatever you want to say to wrap up about the stream and Westeros, religion, whatever, and where to find you. And then same thing for Thistle.
So I'm at Westeros and Chill. Please check out my channel. We're doing drunk history. I'm really proud of drunk history, so go watch it. I thought it came out really great. It's funny, and I would love to. That's why I started the channel, was to do more like just drunk history, because we love like just getting drunk and being silly and talking about these books like they're real. So if you're interested in being on that, all you have to do is take a video of yourself drinking and talking about something in Westeros, and I will do all the editing, and that's all you have to do. That's what Nettles did. I was looking for more guests for that too. I took a little break from YouTube and everything, but if somebody's interested, I will get right on it. And I want to do more drunk history myself. And I'm also going to do a reptile dragon video talking about the similarities and differences between dragons and reptiles. But reptiles, you can see that it's taken a lot of effort to record. They're difficult. They can be difficult.
Active. Like,
yeah, ball pythons are supposed to just sit there. And she is like nonstop, especially today. I don't know what the deal is.
You ever play music for her? Like
that is the cobras.
The cobra thing. Maybe she has some.
Maybe
snakes get to choose their identity. Don't put an identity on her. If she wants to dance to the music, let her dance to the music.
Right.
But in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to your channel because House of the Dragon just unleashed so much dragon info. And I would love to go to someone like you who freaking knows reptiles, like how the egg laying in that volcano, if that would be possible. So yes, please.
Real quick, before I go, on that note, I'm literally in this room with an incubator. Wow. I'm right here, right off camera. Let me just
Are one of your snakes moms? Did they lay eggs? Do reptiles lay eggs forever, or do they have like a menopause age?
No, they do become infertile. They'll start laying eggs that aren't fertile. But like we call it slug eggs, but check this out, you guys. Sneak peek of my dragon video.
Oh my god.
They just hatched.
Oh my gosh. So they're just baby. Okay, well, you'll talk about it in your video, but oh my gosh. Yeah. Uh-huh. That is crazy. I do feel like they're dragons. I really do. There's something similar.
That's how I feel about all reptiles. And I mean, these are just ball pythons, but as a zookeeper, I worked with Komodo dragons, like actual dragons. And the feeling you get when you're around like a 20-foot snake or a crocodile or a Komodo dragon, it does give you this. It's like the same kind of feeling you get watching the dragons on House of the Dragon. So I'm looking forward to talking about it. It's in the works, you guys. Stay tuned.
Someone said this
back because one little tidbit here, they have to be incubated. I didn't realize how many people didn't know about eggs needing to be incubated. That's why you see them put the dragon eggs like on the coals and stuff. They're literally following the science of reptiles. They have to stay at the same temperature.
That is so cool.
I'm putting these babies back.
Yes, you do that. But there was someone in the chat. I missed it, but I read it. I just can't remember your name. They said that you inspired them to get a snake, but they're scared to sleep next to it. Like they don't have one. Watching your videos makes them want a snake too, but they're scared to sleep next to it. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah. So most ball pythons, I definitely recommend a ball python. because they're usually not this active, always moving around. They just sit there. So it's a really good like first snake for somebody to have. Also, if you're afraid, so we actually have a genetic chemical reaction in our brain that comes from the dawn of time, from when we used to be like cavemen and had to like, it has to do with your vision. So the way that snakes move triggers a chemical reaction when you look at them. But that chemical can be negated. So you can make that feeling, that weird, creepy, crawly feeling go away just by looking at snakes move. So you can like desensitize yourself. It's an actual like science thing. It's pretty cool.
Cool. Jeremy says he used to have a ball python and they are very chill and calm. Carl Carsnark, go Knowles, I'm also from Florida, just so you know. He says, I've been next to many an alligator bigger than my boat. They're just frogs with teeth, basically.
Alligators
don't tell these people these dreams. Alligators are dangerous. If you're in the water with them, you're toast. But
if you're in the water, yes. Don't mess with wild alligators. You can lose your life. You can lose a hand, a finger at the very least. But alligators are actually, when they're captive raised, they can be sweethearts. They're stupid. Reptiles are mostly not as smart as like dogs and stuff like that, except for monitor lizards. So I wouldn't like trust one, but they're actually very docile. Now, crocodiles are super aggressive. So that would, to me, that's a big difference between alligators and crocodiles, is alligators are a lot more chill and crocs hunt people. So
see, for me, I think the closest thing to a dragon is a pterodactyl. I wish they were still alive, but I know they'd be vicious and crazy. But like, why didn't they? I feel like some of them had to have survived, because if there's any dinosaur that could escape, whether it's a meteor, whether it's a volcano, it would be the ones that could fly. So I think pterodactyls survived, and that's how we got our first, like our earliest tales of dragons.
I've always wondered that too. Like, how did these people
fly
know
away?
about giant flying lizards? I think you're right.
All right, Thistle, do you Thistle, do you have any closing words that you want to say? Anything about religion, Ice and Fire, where to find you, or you can just say bye to our lovely audience.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. Thanks, Nettles, for hosting it. This was pretty cool. Definitely, everyone, go watch Drunk History for sure. It is funny. And yeah, I'm on Twitter, but I'm not like really cool or anything, so you don't have to.
You're very smart and really, really, really cool. I actually met, so me and Thistle have been like online friends for like a long time. We actually met in person at Ice and Fire Con, and she, if you can look, hold on, if you look at her profile picture, if you see that crown, I'm like one of those people, like, I love A Song of Ice and Fire. I'm obsessed with it, but sometimes I freaking miss things in the reading. And she's like, I'm like, oh, cool crown. That's so creative. She's like, because it's like Daenerys's real crown. And then I had to go back in the text and read that her crown had the 3 heads, green, black, and white. And it just blew my mind. And it's just one of the moments that I'll always just forget. So she's actually really cool. And she's always just teaching me stuff. And she's an awesome, awesome cosplayer. The pics are somewhere on Twitter. I know I have pictures of you on my Twitter from Ice and Fire Con. But yeah. But thank you both for being here. Audience, you guys are the best. I'll see you guys next time we do this. Hit me up. And yeah. Bye. Enjoy your Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.